Welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. It's been a while. Well, that's not actually usually the case, really, is it? Because I tend to just like record one part and I'm freaking recording again in a few days after. But I managed to get 3 parts out of previous recording sessions, so it's been a while. And it's just like, as I'm just thinking, what was I gonna say? And just like, as I'm silently thinking, this music in the background is so unfitting. It's like, so like, I've mentioned before, we have a new puppy and all that. It's been a while, so it's definitely not new at this point. But I've mentioned, like, it always bites my freaking legs. And I finally uploaded the video of her doing that because I was like, I gotta have video evidence on this shit, man. This dog is crazy. So I will show it here. What the hell, man? Seriously, this pup is crazy. So, one other thing, while I really just want to, like, save it for the LP itself when I eventually get around to it, Project Diva F second, but I can't resist it, man. I've got to at least, show the song itself. Well, it's a cover. The other song, All By Myself, I was like, one of the clips I want to have as a series when I get around to LP and Project Diva F second, is that I want like to actually use the Vocaloid software and have Miku sing various different melodies, songs and all that. I just randomly made a cover of All By Myself. Literally all by myself as well. It's like, I looked up a tab, I couldn't find an actual tab, could only find chords, and I was like, stuff this, I'll figure out myself. So I figured out the melody on my guitar, used that to pretty much, because like with the Vocaloid software, you put in the melody essentially for the vocals, so it's like a keyboard piano to the side, essentially, so I've got to know what notes to use, so I used my guitar for that. It's like, okay, fuck the original key, let's go with E major, it's like F sharp, G sharp, G sharp, G sharp, so on and so on, until like I get the melody flowing. Then I did like a guitar solo at the end of it. I even had to freaking improvise with the chords because I didn't know what the chord progression would work with that. So it was like, okay, E, 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 G sharp, G sharp, G sharp, E, E, C sharp, C sharp, G sharp, G sharp, F sharp, A, or something like that. It was very odd. And then when the chorus came around, it was like E had 9, then switched to G again. It was a pain in the ass figuring out what chords to go with. But I think it turned out nice, and I will show it here, but it won't actually be the music video I made for it. Although, the music video, I'm quite proud of that, because it really goes with it, so I'm just going to, as a like kind of preview, I guess, of one of the clips. I mean, I have only made like 2 clips or 3 clips so far, and I haven't even started on the LP, but here's a little preview, a cover of All By Myself, but without the video itself, the music video, just whatever, show it now. Wasn't that lovely? And as I was saying that, my freaking internet connection suddenly starts working, and the freaking walkthrough loads. About damn time, internet. Well, anyways, what are you doing here? Stand around.
Measuring the temperature. Winter will come soon. It will be too cold for women to go out and have their sex in the city-style power lunches, followed by obstructive human wave formation walks in crowded urban areas.
Man, my throat. This is like doing the evil Blackboard voice. I just gotta sit properly. By that I mean sit with the freaking legs crossed. I've got a desk, as I've said many times, but there's just stuff all over it and I can't be asked to move it. And there's stuff on my chair as well. I can't be asked to move it. I'm just lazy like that, I guess.
When this happens, man will be able to walk the streets unfettered once again and reclaim what is his heritage. In order to prepare for that day, I've been eating nothing but pizzas for the past week to store energy.
Okay. That's what bears do.
So, there's much we can learn from the bear.
Kenji nods sympathetically, agreeing with himself.
Okay, so check this shit out. I was in town today buying milk. They had a new clerk, some hipster girl with a baseball cap with 2 hockey sticks on it. I'll call her Hipster Hockey Baseball Hat Girl.
What a name. Wait, they had a new clerk, some hipster girl with a baseball cap with 2 hockey sticks on it. What? What? The mental image of that is bizarre. I was trying to think if maybe it's a character we know, but it doesn't sound familiar.
I noticed the milk didn't have a price tag, so I told her to get over there and label that milk for future generations.
He was in town today. He must have cut his morning classes. I want to scold him, but his verbal torrent prevents me from getting the word in.
She told me not to bother her because she was sick. Sick? Sick? We live in a society here. You can't just opt out of human interaction because you're sick. Do you know how much effort it takes me to get up in the morning?
Kenji, I mean, you've had flawless logic, surely, but that's not logical at all. Man, well, it is the habit of people, isn't it, when you think about it? It's like, I've got a cold, I got a whack. I mean, that's how shit gets spread, man. It's like, I mean, I'd be Kenji mode on that, I would. I'd just be paranoid about it. Just like, okay, man, so get this right. Epidemics throughout history happen because somebody gets ill and decides, fuck it, I gotta go to work or I gotta go places or like some shit like that. But it's just like, but usually it's just a common cold or flu and then he's like, oh, thanks, asshole. But still, you can never be too careful.
I still do, though, and I got up this morning just to go down there and buy milk. Not to have my idle questions just brushed aside by some hipster-dubit's college girl who wears a hockey baseball cap to work, indoors. Anyway, I was just trying to uphold the
why do I always go like stumble over my words and make that noise? Why am I stumbling over this word? Integrity. That's why I was freaking pronouncing the R first.
Integrity of her products. A milk carton without a price tag. When I see something like that, it just leads me to questions. Important questions. It's her job to answer them, damn it. That's the problem with women. They have no sense of duty. I got diarrhea a lot, but you don't see me complain about it. I soldier on and do what I have to do anyway, because that's what being a man is all about. Even if you have diarrhea, you keep going for the drink.
God, I couldn't read. I was trying to read the whole thing without bursting into laughter. I can't do it.
For the dream of a better tomorrow.
You know, frequent diarrhea is bad. Maybe you should stop drinking so much milk.
I can't do that. It's what allows me to maintain my awesome strength. And in this world, a man's strength is the only thing that can't be eaten out of him by an increasingly pussy-whipped society. That's why I walk around leaving open jars of olives everywhere, sometimes just to show that I can.
Do you refrigerate after opening?
What? Man, I don't know, that's not important.
You have to refrigerate after opening, even elementary school kids know that.
They can't get the jar open in the first place, so it doesn't matter.
That's true.
I'm a genius.
He self-assuredly rubs his chin, which is something I imagine scientists do. Well, did. Until I met Smitho and was tremendously let down.
Anyway, I can't go to that store again, since it's clearly been compromised by bitches. Unless I disguise myself. Maybe change to a different pair of glasses.
That's genius, Kenji. In fact, back to the Project Diva F2nd LP that I haven't even started recording for. I just got ideas. It's in the idea process kind of thing, or whatever phase, where I'm just like, okay, so now I've got like, I want to have Miku sing songs randomly for some of the clips, kind of like spiced up, you know, as well as just referencing previous games that I've LP'd and all that. But on the previous games and all that LP'd, and currently in this case, I want to like have Kenji where he's just like dramatically, probably as Kato, I imagine, in the game. And he'd just be like dramatically just like,
I've gotta interrogate them somehow. This means a disguise is needed. Twinkle.
And then the next clip would have him wearing a freaking ridiculous freaking Miku mask freaking thing or wherever. It's not it doesn't even count as a mask. It's a freaking full costume thing on his head, essentially. Have that. And they just have him try to interrogate, well, not interrogate, rather just like, I don't know. That's why it's still in the thought process, you know. Essentially, I've got ideas for Kenji for that. And he's pretty much like, right on it, he nailed it right there, different pair of glasses. But, how about a mask? Well, anyway, worst disguise ever.
It's been working flawlessly all these years. I don't even need glasses to see. They're for effect, also to protect my identity. I'm like Superman.
You know, I do actually look pretty different when I take off my glasses, honestly. And, it is kind of odd, but I wouldn't see it as disguise. You know what? I had a shave recently because my beard was getting out of hand, and as I was shaving it, I was like, bloody hell, I look like an Amish guy or something. It wasn't like a long-ass beard or anything like those majestic, epic beards, but it was pretty, you know, out there a bit. And when I shaved that, I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh, fucking hell, I look like Garth from Wayne's World again. But anyways, worst disguise ever.
I'm telling you, when people see my school ID, they can't even recognize me.
Really? Let me see. Wait. Yeah, in the previous part I mentioned, didn't I? I haven't actually seen this scene, but I've seen the CG, so this should be interesting.
Can't do that. I can't go around showing my ID to everyone. It was made long ago, in a different time. I had hippie hair.
While I'm trying to imagine it, Kenji takes his glasses off. He squints as soon as they're off his face, which makes him look even more tired than he already does. He was right, he does look very different. Kind of like he hasn't slept in years. Not different enough for it to be a good disguise, though. Yeah, it does stand out, doesn't it? Without those ridiculous glasses, all he'd have to do is just change his clothes and you'd be like, who the hell are you? You need more sleep.
Nah.
You look like you need it.
No way, these are just the eyes of a man who has seen things. A shaman's eyes, terrible things. You can't imagine. Like when I made a ship in a bottle and my mom sat on it. There was blood and shreds of floral print everywhere. That's what life experience is.
Kenji doesn't seem very horrified, even though I think this is actually the first thing he told me about himself that could have been legitimately dramatic. Back up, what did he say? I wasn't really paying attention. Like when I made a ship in a bottle and my mom sat on it, there was blood and shreds of floral print. Ah, I see. I don't remember that, though. Well, it was ages ago when we first met Kenji. He's also talking about 30 degrees to my left, so I guess his blindness is real. I have a hand in front of him anyway, to little effect.
Man, I hope you realize I'm just joking.
I laughed pretending that I did. Somehow looking him in the eyes is more difficult than usual.
What's some trivia? People with small eyes wear big glasses.
I've read that somewhere. It's because it makes your eyes look less beady.
Really? I didn't know that.
He puts his glasses back on, and I feel oddly relieved for a moment, until I remember that I still have to deal with him, glasses or not. It's like, way to kill the mood. It's like, glasses off. Oh my god. It's like, do, and then, record scratch. It's like, I'm putting it back on now.
Well, anyway, they got to go when they painted my portrait once, I think. I had to talk to her like 5 times before she started making sense.
I remember hearing that, apparently, and it seems to be the case. That when he takes off his glasses, he starts to talk a bit more normal, but once he puts them back on, back to the same old Kenji. And it is. Must have been Rin, I suppose. Wait, back up. Well, anyway, the honest girl wanted to paint my portrait once. Ah, yeah, it would be her, wouldn't it?
What'd she look like? I don't know, a woman with sandals.
I was hoping he'd say something more specific, like she had no arms. Rin does wear sandals, but I feel like the chance of there being another free-spirited female art student wearing sandals besides her is reasonably high.
I was thinking, sure, someday after I burn all documentation that exists, it might be okay to leave a portrait behind, so that people can look at it and remember the savior of mankind. They'll need it to model the statue. Then I thought about it some more and had to turn her down. It was tempting, but she wanted it for some school thing. It would be displayed. People would ask who I was, only I haven't saved society yet, so it would be pointless. And if someone recognized me, I'd have to explain myself. That's already a chain of events I don't want to deal with. I don't want to get mixed up in some weird situation. Shit like that always happens. Sticking out is a surefire way to get put on a list. That's why I make such a careful effort to blend in with people in my daily life, until I can make my move.
Sure. What list?
There are many lists. So, what are you doing here anyway?
Seriously, man, Kenji. When he took off his glasses, he's like, kind of melancholic a bit. It's like, yeah, I'm speaking a bit more normal now. Well, not with that voice, but you get the idea. It's a voice I've given him, so I have to speak in that way. Then he puts them back on, and he's like,
so anyway, this freaking crazy bitch was trying to get a portrait of me or some shit.
And he's like going on like,
yeah, you know, I try to make an extra effort to blend in with people. That's why I stand out like a sore thumb.
Nothing, I kind of got here by accident.
Happens to me all the time. Well, hope that works out for you. I think I'm going to go back to my dorm room. I need to set my TV to record my shows.
You have TV?
Yeah, you could sit. Yeah, you should come over sometime. We can watch the game in high definition.
Before I can ask him what he's talking about, he's gone. He left like he came, with zero respect towards other people. Kind of amazing. Now that Kenji is gone, I resume looking aimlessly for the school gardens in their summer splendor. It's no use. He ruined them for me. And oh yeah, Shizune. Completely forgot whose route it was there, isn't it? It's like, what route are we on? This is like, suddenly Kenji's actually getting, you know, some development going on a bit, and then suddenly, no, it's actually Shizune's route. Kenji had the one bad ending, that's it. He gets like further development a little bit in each route, I guess. When I get back to the cafeteria, exhausted but alive, I think of eating lunch with Shizune again, but find her sitting at a table with Misha already. If it were anyone else, I would think how they were too far away for me to hear them. This is Shizune and Misha, however. For 1 to 2, I could eavesdrop on their conversation easily. What a dirty thing to think about, but it's there. I don't want to. They must have a lot of catching up to do, even if it's only been a few days. I'm inclined to just leave them alone so they can do just that. You know what? Let's save. I want to check some in here. Main menu. Wait, we're still on that scene? Really? Where's Kenji's CG? Is it last? Oh, it's right there. Wait, why is it there? That's weird. Gonna have to adjust the screen because of Rin's, those scenes, CGs were in the background there. But that's Shizune's CG area. I mean, look at this right here. These two. I don't know what these two are for, but I would have expected Kenji to be one of the two. Or maybe be way the hell back here or something. but now he's in Shizune's area of the CG board here. How strange. I'm not sure if he has any Elfil or SCGs, but let's get back to the plot. We're still on the same scene, apparently. However, the second they see me, they wave me over. Hi, Hee-chan! Hearing her voice again after such a short time apart is jarring. I wince. These past few days, I'd forgotten that communication with Shizune is almost entirely silent, and concentrating on getting it right. I'd tuned out even ambient noise. Well, I'll get used to it again. I'm glad she's okay. I'm done making up all my work, just in time. I won't have to miss the festival, ha ha! There you go, your squash impersonation. Saying that, you just, like, some dudes be like, what the fuck does that even mean? You know, Mr. Squash. Oh, the squash! Oh, that damn stupid squash that steals Miko's weeks. It's like, I'm even more confused now. Unless you actually, like, know about my freaking mascots on these damn channels and all that. If they really tried to enforce that, I would pull you out on student council business. If they really tried to enforce that, you would pull me out on student council business? That's abuse of power. No, it isn't, Hee-chan. Hee-chan says that if there were only 2 student council members overseeing the festival, it'd be a problem, wouldn't it? Yeah, definitely. It has to be at least 3. It's for the good of everyone. It's perfectly reasonable. It's necessary. Shizune leans across the table a bit as Misha delivers her slightly disturbing militaristic justifications in a childish bubbly up and down tone. Shizune looks so happy though, tenting her fingers and trying to hold back a laugh as Misha pouts more seriously on her behalf. You say so. I'm actually happy right now that we can talk so easily to each other, all three of us. In the beginning I thought that I might have found myself in a bad situation. I was sure that Shizune would hate getting saddled with being tour guide for the new guy. So, is he doing sign language while also speaking? Because honestly, I don't think he'd be able to do that currently. Because that would take quite a bit of practice and he hasn't got to that level, I'd imagine. I didn't want to be that kind of burden either. It would be awkward if she went deaf and mute too. What? Even forever it was. Just now she said that we would all have to be at the festival, the whole student council. I don't think that the student council has any real jurisdiction over Tanabata. It's certainly Shizune's way of saying that she wants to suspend it together. It's nice to have friends. It's a simple thought, but one that makes me generally happy, and we could slip into being such with so much ease, despite the roundabout way in which she said it. I'm glad that Shizune thinks it strongly enough to express it at all. Why did you wait until we waved you over to come sit with us? A question about nowhere. Shizune's eyes were expectant as Misha repeats her message. I feel like teasing her. You want me to sit with you that badly? We're in the student council. We should sit together as much as possible. It's logic. Anyone would jump at the chance to sit with 2 pupils anyway. She pauses in case I might say something like, "You're not that cute." I'd instantly lock myself into an obvious no situation. When I don't take the bait, Shizune becomes more energetic and continues. You're abnormal. Well, I didn't expect her to end it like that. You're too quick to call other people abnormal. So arrogant. You're too quick to call other people arrogant. That makes you arrogant, and arrogance is also abnormal. You're double abnormal. Shizune, man, you are... well, that as well, I guess. It's like trying to think of an insult. Doesn't work that way, it's a sliding scale. Ha ha! Leaning on her arm, Misha closed her eyes and lets out a low, slow laugh like a chuckle. But that wasn't what I did. Don't laugh. Don't laugh in this kind of situation. I noticed that Misha signs everything I say to Shizune anyway, even though I'm signing myself. This is redundant, but it's an unconscious action for Misha. On the other hand, I can't stop. If I let myself take it easy and sign less just because Misha is back, then what was all this for? I don't want to risk losing familiarity with how to sign either. My hands are pretty slow to speak on my behalf as it is. Hee-chan, you and Shi-chan talk to each other much more now. Back and forth, it's really funny too. Like an old married couple, right? What a loaded comment, in so many ways. Although because it's Misha, it can't have been on purpose. That's not a compliment. Shizune doesn't react to Misha trying to pair the two of us, so maybe she doesn't see it. Sometimes it does happen, I've noticed. I still wonder if it's really that simple, and why I care too much. Well, so much, but I don't want to think about it too hard. I want to leave. I keep thinking that I'm hogging Misha's time with Shizune. It could be that Misha cut in just now on purpose. Feeling that way too, I doubt that either of them will let me leave, though. In some ways, they're too nice. It's just like, in some ways they're too nice, but they can be incredibly strict. Well, Shizune, anyway. Anyway, Shizune, if you really want to know, I didn't want to sit here because I didn't want to intrude. I thought that because of Misha being arrived for supplementary lessons or whatever, you two would have a lot to talk about, and I should just leave you alone to catch up. That's why I thought I would just hang back. Don't worry, Misha, I'm not trying to monopolize Shizune.
Hee-chan, it's not like that. You're so considerate, Hee-chan. She-chan is sorry and apologizes.
I don't really think it's worth apologizing over, so don't worry about it. Hey, don't you both think that since Misha is back, we should go celebrate somehow? I think so.
Hee-chan usually having to make up work isn't something to celebrate over. No, it's a good idea.
The time is perfect, and Shizune said that the student council should have a little fun too sometimes. You probably heard that too, right, Misha? It should be fine. Actually, wait a second. Didn't you have to make up work because you were missing so many classes to begin with? So skipping out to celebrate would be kind of stupid. Maybe the timing isn't perfect, like I said, but we could go after school.
Where should we go?
Misha speaks Shizune's question to her aloud before she even stops to think about it. Think it over. Both of them completely ignore me. Hey, listen to me. Two-man, short-sighted student council team.
Hee-chan, you're a part of this team too.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Yeah, you are, Hee-chan.
So forgetful and troublesome. I feel sorry for the girl who falls in love with you.
Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. 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 It's you.
So, where do you think we should go?
I'm laughing in spite of myself, wanting to point out how Misha seems so enthusiastic now, when she was the one who was most apprehensive about it just a few seconds ago. For whatever reason, I can't bring myself to do it, but this is okay too. After a short discussion on where to go, it seems like the only place all three of us know and are willing to travel to is the Shanghai. Because, of course, no other places exist in the town. I mean, it's a small town and all, but come on! A tea house doesn't look like a bad place to celebrate, especially because I'm sure they sell cake there, and cake is the most celebratory food.